How you doing, Manginas? Tanky Todd here, bringing you guys job stories number 3. And sorry it took so long for me to get another one up. It's been a long week at work, so but now it's over. The weekend, that is. Turns out, guys, I have this step counter. I walked 40 miles between Saturday and Sunday at work. 40 miles. That's a lot. That's over a marathon. Like a marathon and a half, I think. Something like that. I don't know. Anyways, no, forget that. Let's talk about job stories, yo. So I left off talking about the mattress girl, and we had fell off the mattresses. They all came tumbling down like a little avalanche, mini avalanche of avalanches and 2 naked bodies. And so I stack them back up. Like I said, the other 2 were like, "Are you guys okay? Is everything good? You guys aren't hurt, right?" We're like, "No, we're good." Stacked them back up and got back up, and kept doing my business. And so once we were done with everything, well, actually, no, before that, the other 2 finished before I did, like, the other guy, and so, they finished before I did, and so, anyways, she went to go, like, clean herself off or shower, the other girl, and so her boyfriend just turned to his side and, like, had his hand on his head, in that little, like, you put your elbow on the ground, and you're laying down, that is, and you put your head, you're resting your head on your hand and everything like that, and he had his other leg up, so he was like posing and just looking and just watching us like we were a live porno. Like he just like turned over. He's like, "Ah, man, I like what I see." I think he actually said that. I think he said something like, "Wow, she's so hot right now," and I'm like, "My God, what the hell? You're watching me do this? Like not even pretending to glance and stuff. You're straight up don't care. You're just like, sweet dude." Like, I probably could have high-fived him at least 5 times at that point, because he was digging it. And so, anyways, by the way, this game was kind of funny. Like, these kids were horrible. It was hilarious. I was just in their spawn the whole time. I don't know how spawn works in this game, but I kind of figured out they kind of spawn in one general area, and I just destroyed them. That sucked right there, too. I was so pissed about that. But anyways, once we were done, everything was settled, my tab was settled, if you know what I mean, and I can't sleep in the same bed with somebody very well. Like, it's just not enough room. To me, it just kind of sucks. Like, I don't know, I just can't do it very well. So I went upstairs to the couch, and she slept on the mattress downstairs. And so I had work the next morning. We all did. Everybody there. And all of a sudden, I woke up to this girl stroking my hair, like just brushing my hair with her hand, everything. I like barely opened my eyes because, by the way, I felt like death at that point. It was horrible. So, and I mean, anybody would if they drank as much Rumplements as I did. And I literally don't know how I drank that much. That's crazy. I don't think I could do that anymore, and I drank a ton. But anyways, she woke up, she's like, "Hey," she woke me up, and she's like, "Hey, sweetie." I'm like, hey, what time is it? She told me the time and everything. And then she goes, "So about last night, like, does that mean that we're like a couple?" And I mean, like, 5 minutes of waking up. She bust out the question, like, less than 5 minutes. Me being awake. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? Okay, nothing. Sorry, I heard a noise. It was from outside. It's a lawnmower. But it was a weed whacker, rather. Anyways, so she asked me that 5 minutes. I'm like, I just got off a relationship, like, that was 6 months long. I mean, I told her, I was like, we can hang out and stuff, and maybe, but, like, I don't think we're a couple, because we don't know each other. And so I felt kind of bad saying that, but I felt like that was so awkward, her asking me that. Because, it was just like a little one-night stand type thing. Like, I don't normally do that either. She was the first one I did that, and probably the first one in, like, for a little while, that is. Until college came around. College was a little different. But, I mean, even then for college, like, usually I started a relationship. Because I'm a nice gentleman. Kinda. But anyway, she asked me that, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, huh? Yeah, so anyways, and so I had asked, when I got up, I had asked the other girl, I'm like, "Hey, can we not talk about this? Can this be our little secret, because this is really weird what just happened last night." I was like, I was really hammered. That's just awkward. I'd rather people didn't know what the hell we just all did together, all 4 of us. And she's like, "Yeah, that's fine." So I go back home. My parents had texted me or called me. They're like, hey, you need to come home really quick. And I need to anyways to shower and get my clothes and stuff. Because like work doesn't start until 11, so I mean it was nice. I got to sleep in just a little bit. But anyways, I get home, and like I said, I was death. I probably smelled like death. I probably looked like death. I don't know if I was completely like sober. I mean, I'm sure I wasn't like hammered, but like I felt like there was still some stuff in my system. And my parents surprised me with a new car. They're like, "Did you look in the garage?" I'm like, "No, it's in there." They're like, "Well, come look." And I'm like, "Oh man, I have to get up and walk again." And so they take me to the car, and I'm like, "Oh sweet, I got a new car." And I'm like, "Oh man, I hope I don't wreck it the first day," you know. But obviously, I made it work safely. But yeah, they surprised me with my new car. I still have a Cobalt, 2009 Cobalt. It's nothing special, but it was my first car. You know, my other car was really my parents' car they let me drive, which was a Chevy Tracker, so the Cobalt was a lot better. But anyways, well, actually, because I rolled the Tracker, so that's that. that's that. And man, I'm really stumbling through this commentary. I can tell you that. I just woke up again. I'm not hungover by any means, but I just woke up and I'm tired. Not super tired, but feeling good. So anyways, yeah, so that's that pretty much story. Oh, I get back to work, and I'm laying down. I feel like death. The other guys were like, hey, yo, how was your night? I'm like, oh, man, I'm struggling. All of a sudden, the girl comes in. Her name is Maddie. She walks in. The first thing she goes, Ryan got laid last night. I'm like, you fucking bitch. I just asked you not to say anything. And the first words out of your mouth is saying the thing I asked you not to say. You had one job, and you messed it up within 5 seconds of me seeing you. So everybody knew. I had to explain everything. They thought it was funny, but then some of them thought it was pretty trashy, which I was like, you know what, it is trashy. It was very trashy. I mean, I didn't know what was going on. And actually, one of the girls, she was the older one, we called her Mom, because I was 18, she was like 24, 25, and she was so mad, like, why would you let him do that? Like, you know, that's a horrible decision that you didn't just let him do that. And Maddie was like, I don't know, I thought it was fun. But anyways, yeah, so that was that night. That was a crazy night. That pretty much ended. By the way, the girl that like was like, "Oh, you guys are dating a chef? Like, you want is this a relationship?" I never saw her again. I gotta be honest, and I really mean that. I literally never saw her again. We didn't keep in touch. I don't even think I got her number, and my friend didn't try to keep us in touch by any means. And so, actually, what's kind of funny is that I heard a story later the next year that she got pregnant, and not mine. I was so pissed right there because I was pretty close to I was getting pretty close to a chem, and that guy just lunge knifed me. But anyways, and I was so don't judge me on my skill right here. I'm usually a little better at this, but not on this map. This map was tough. But yeah, so apparently she got pregnant a little bit later, like a year and a half later, a year later, something like that. It was over 9 months, so don't worry, it wasn't mine. You know, I know a lot of you guys are like, it's probably yours. It was not. Don't you worry about a thing. But then I guess also she wrecked her car at one point and got like she was in a neck brace, not while she was pregnant. But that's the only two stories I ever heard about her afterwards. That was like 5 years ago, so I don't know where she's at now. Hopefully, being a good mother. I don't know. So, anyways, yeah, we'll be getting off some more job stories. These next ones are probably going to be like Stalkers, and they're pretty weird stories. So, one of the stories was, we were going through our shows, and we started noticing there was this one guy that was at all of our shows. All 4 types of our shows and everything. And we were kind of in the dressing room, and I'm like, guys, I think this guy is staring at me. And they're like, no, I doubt it. I'm like, no. I was like, next show, watch. I'm pretty sure he is just pretty much staring at me the whole time. And so we get done with the next show, and everybody comes back to like, holy shit, that guy is literally just creeping on you, man. Like, the whole show, I mean, like, just... I don't think he blinked. I think the whole time his eyes were just wide open. I think he taped them open, would not blink, and was just, I don't know, lost in my sexiness, apparently. And so one of the other guys I worked with who was gay as well, not as well. I mean, you'll find out the other guy that was staring at me was gay, but spoiler alert. So he went out there and was like, hey, what up? To the guy staring at me. And he's like, you're really creeping another guy out. And he's like, oh, well, he's not gay, is he? And Jake said, no, I wasn't. And he's like, oh, well, I'm on vacation. I'm here. I only come like twice a year or once a year from Nebraska. He's like, I figured I would enjoy it, you know. enjoy the shows while I'm here and everything. So basically, he just wanted to stare at me, and he felt cool with it. And then he felt it was alright because he was out of town. Which, I mean, I didn't really, it's not like I was really creeped out. I was a little bit creeped out, but I didn't feel like I was in danger. You know what I mean? I didn't feel like I was going to get murdered, anything like that. So what happened, though, was that he found out Jake was gay, and they got each other's number, and they started texting and stuff, having like a little phone relationship. Until we found out how creepy he really was. Eventually, probably about a week after, he started calling Jake Master. Like, he would text him, he's like, okay, Master, yes, I'll do that, Master. So, like, for instance, he liked to be dominated, apparently. I don't know. I'm not sure how that actually works. But, yeah, he kept calling Jake Master. And then we found out he had a pee fetish. He enjoyed the piss on his body. Like, this guy liked to be peed on. And then that's when Jake was like, whoa. I'm not texting you anymore. I'm out of here. Yeah, so that was awkward. So that guy kind of stared at me every show for a whole day. And he wanted me to essentially pee on him. And I did not. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Yeah. Another job story's coming up. Yeah.